Rachel, we certainly heard this among some of these European earnings last week about some of the slowdown that we're seeing in China. What is the situation facing these luxury brands in the mainland now?
Right. So for most of this year, we have seen from the earnings of all the major luxury brands that the situation in China is very bad. And, I think what our reporting is suggesting really is that it's not a momentary, temporary type of blip that the luxury brands may be able to get past in China, but could really be, what we're seeing in China is really the signs of a permanent shift away from luxury spending. And that's very challenging for the brands because they've basically, put their entire strategy into China over the last 10 years, So this building in Beijing that we've talked about in the story is so symbolic of that. It's a massive complex. LVMH has taken one building each for each of its major brands. So LV has a building, Tiffany's has a building, Dior has a building. And what we're seeing is, over a year after Bernard Arnault himself visited the site, it's still covered up in boarding. We know from our reporting that, it may not open until next year, really, at the very least. And it just shows that really all of these billions of investments that luxury brands have put into China is probably not going to show the kinds of returns that they expected. And that's very chilling for these brands because really, they may not have a plan B is what we're finding out from these companies.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, just very quickly, if you could, Rachel, the major implications here for the industry as we look ahead.
Right. So, we're seeing a 15% drop for the entire Chinese demand for the industry this year, at least. And we think that that will continue next year as well. So really for these luxury brands, it's about tearing up this entire strategy and looking where else in the world now should they be going for growth. And that means really coming out of China, rethinking what that China promise is, and really looking at other regions.